Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for another episode of Is It Worth My Time? And this time around, it's a Netflix, well, direct to Netflix movie, R.I.P.D. 2 Rise of the Damned. Welcome, everybody. Let me take care of some business first, and we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos of my vast video library and pops it up here just for you. Closing in on 1,000 videos now. So, there's enough out there. And if you like what you see there, if you can, please hit that subscribe button down below there. And also, if you can, hit that like button, the share button as well. And if you feel lucky or feel like gambling, you can hit that bell down below, and YouTube may or may not notify you when I come on live. Best thing to do is go over to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. I change it every week. Also, I have all the links to my social media and all the links to my pages as well. All right. So, before I get started here, yeah, I know I've been kind of, not following the schedule all that much this last week. So I was having internet issues. What was going on? Turns out my router was the problem. My router pretty much took a shit, is what happened. Actually, it was a combination of the router and my docking station working in tandem together to really fuck over things. So, new router in place, everything's good. Working on the docking station at the moment. So, but yeah, everything is back up to speed here. Um, with that said, spoiler free version first. Um, so, if you remember R.I.P.D, the first movie, which is Rest in Peace Department, that's what it stands for, with Jeff Bridges and Ryan Reynolds. Um, that was in 2013. So this is now 9 years later. We have a sequel to it. The first one bombed. It bombed historically, spectacularly. It was $130 million budget and it made like $78 million, something like that. Just really, really badly marketed, and it just wasn't a great movie either. Anyway, this is a prequel to that movie, only in the effect that Jeffrey Donovan is playing the Jeff Bridges character Roy, and we see Roy, of course. I don't know how this got a sequel, and I really don't. I think it. Oh, actually, I do know. So it is a Dark Horse comic property, and so that's Dark Horse actually was in has created a some kind of deal with Netflix, and so they're actually doing, like, Umbrella Academy is Dark Horse. There's a few others. Polar is Dark Horse. Things like that. So I'm sure that's part of that deal. Whatever deal that Dark Horse made with Netflix, this is part of it. And um, so this is showing how Roy ended up in the R.I.P.D. This is how he started, back in the Old West, of course. And other than Jeffrey Donovan, there really isn't, there's one other actor who's in here who plays the villain, who you would, if you saw him, you'd recognize him. Richard Brake is his name. He's played in lots of different movies, TV shows, things like that. He's usually one of the henchmen, or he is a kind of bad guy. He always is the bad guy, so he's in this as well. So those are the only two people that are recognizable out of all of this. The movie is low budget, I'll say that. And although the special effects are better than the movie than the first movie, which is kind of funny. But then again, it's 9 years later. There's, you know, techniques have actually changed a bit. So anyway, onto the movie itself. Non-spoiler version. Again, it's Roy. How he became part of the R.I.P.D. His first mission, and who he's teamed up with. He's teamed up with um, a woman, and his identity, of course, they turn out to be two black women, and of course, it's the Old West in the South, so you go there with that stuff. and a demon from hell has inhabited a body, becoming a deado, as we saw in the first movie, and he is opening up the gateway to hell. And if he can open up the gateway to hell during the blood moon, when the gateway would be the weakest between Earth and Hell, he can actually release all these demons onto Earth, and they will take over the humans. So that's what this is all about. Thank you, Mufino, but you didn't need to do that. Um, so yeah, that's what the movie is all about. Is really that in a nutshell. Is it any good? No, not really. I mean, it's better. Honestly, I've seen a lot worse. Quite honestly, but to tell you the truth, I fell asleep during the first half hour of it. Woke up and I think it already went another half hour beyond that. So I rolled it back, watched it, and didn't realize I realized I didn't really miss all that much. Um, Yeah, the comedy's kinda forced. It's just like the first movie, the comedy was forced, and it's it feels like a TV series is really what it feels like. It feels like a made for TV movie is what it felt like. So is it worth your time? No, it really isn't. Unless you're a fan, like a really hardcore fan of the first movie, which, you might be, then no, it's really not worth your time. Um, yeah, it's like I said, it's not the worst thing I've seen, but it's also just not good either. And there's plenty of other things on Netflix for you to watch in place of this. So now I'm going to do spoiler alert. So I'm going to spoil the movie. If you haven't watched the movie, good for you. Otherwise, you can turn this off or hit pause, whatever you need to do. Go and watch the movie and you can come on back. This will be a video. You can comment down below in the comment section. All right. Giving you enough time to do all of that. Perfect. So, his partner turns out to be Joan of Arc. We find this out about, I would say 30, 40 minutes into the movie. The movie's not that long. It's only like an hour, and I think it's an hour and a half. I'm looking at IMDb right now. Yeah, it's an hour and 42 minutes. Um, so yeah, his partner ends up being a Joan of Arc, and she has her own problems, of course, too. Um, and then we get the moral ambiguity of like the first movie where Ryan Reynolds' character was the one who had stolen some of the gold, but then he had a change of heart and he was going to return the gold, and his partner kills him, and that's what leads him into the R.I.P.D. because he is in between judgment, is what this is. Um, and so they have a character who is a deado, played by Jake Choi, who's, I'm sorry to say, he's fucking annoying at times. I mean, just really fucking annoying. I just wanted to kill him, but anyway. Um, and it's a matter of can these people be redeemed and whatnot. It was an interesting concept, but it went on way too long in the movie itself. When really just wanted this thing to get resolved and have the movie over and just have the end credits roll. So yeah, not really worth your time on any of this. Yeah, the special effects are just, you know, like I said, TV movie quality. I honestly, I would kind of almost liken it to the quality of the old Hercules and Xena series. That kind of, yeah, that kind of quality. Only, more up to date, modern. So yeah, it's not worth your time. You don't have to deal with it. Not that you probably were to begin with. You probably didn't even know it was on your radar, but I saw that it was there, and I said, "Really? They're doing a sequel to this or a prequel?" And there you go. There you have it. And that how he dies. So in the movie, in the first movie, Jeff Bridges' character is always going on and on and on about how his partner killed him. And he is always obsessing about this. Well, in this, the prequel, we see that his partner didn't kill him. It was a random dude who killed him. He finds out that it's a random dude who killed him, and by accident, because he thought that Roy was one of the one of the desperados trying to rob the train. Well, not even trying to rob the train. At one point, the villain, the bad guys, are taking human beings because human beings are the only ones that can actually break down the gate between hell and earth. Because there's an invisible field in place. That is what's there, and so they are actually abducting humans and bringing them up to this old prospecting mine, and that's where the gate to hell is, because that's where it's always at. And so that's as they were abducting some humans at the train station. Uh, Roy was going to stop it because, of course, he's a lawman, and he gets shot in the back. So it kind of doesn't follow the premise of the movie, the first movie, even though it's supposed to be a prequel. But there you go. Take with it what you will on that one, but not worth your time or my time, really. So, what else do I have going on for the rest of this week? Well, tomorrow is Turkey Day, so here in the States. So yeah, nothing's happening then. Friday, I'll be doing the peripheral. It's going to be an earlier showing. Most likely, I'm no, I said 3 o'clock on the schedule. I might actually move it to 1 o'clock on the schedule. Just because I'm actually going to a something called the Fan Expo, which is it's kind of like Comic Con Light here in San Francisco, and I think I've talked about it before on here. But I'm going to go to that and pick up my tickets and then see what actually is there. There's supposed to be celebrities there. There's supposed to be some panels. And of course, there's the merchandising. The merchandising, of course. I don't know what accent that was. It just kind of mishmashed a whole bunch of shit all together. So take with that what you will. Um, so yeah, the peripheral will be on Friday. Saturday I'll be off. Sunday will be hopefully the Sunday edition of Saturday Morning Blast Off, where I take the genre news of the weekend, any genre stuff you guys want to talk about, we talk about it. And then of course Monday rolls around. I'm going to be off on Monday. Tuesday will be another episode of Is It Worth My Time? I don't know what I'm doing as of yet. It could be Wednesday, which is another Netflix series. It could be in a couple of different things. I don't know. You'll take a look at the schedule and you'll find out for that one. Thanks, Pen. Yeah, I honestly, I don't know what to expect from this event. I've never heard of these guys, and already it sounds kind of shady. A friend of mine is going as well, and he tried buying a 3-day pass, and something happened to his credit card is still showing that it's there in a queue. It's like charged or not, and but he hasn't received anything from the company like I did, where I received a QR code and all that stuff. So anyway, he's gonna go for the 1 day. I've got the 3-day pass, and we'll see what happens. I'll take pictures and whatnot. But anyway, you don't want to hear anything more about that. I'm gonna let you guys go for the rest of the night. Thank you to everybody who joined me tonight in the chat, and thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, you know who you are out there. Take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up here just for you. And if you like what you see there, please hit that subscribe button down below there. And if you can, hit that like button, the share button as well. And if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, go over to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule. I have it up there, and I change it every week. Also, I have future stuff underneath there too. So you'll see all the stuff that's supposed to be coming. Well, not all the stuff, but a good majority of stuff that's coming out TV and movie wise. I've got it up there on the future stuff, and also I have all the links to my social media and all the links to my pages on there as well. So thank you, Pen, for the birthday wishes. Yeah, my birthday was on Monday. Nothing really. It was a Monday, so I mean, didn't do anything. I actually went into work. Normally I take my birthday off from work, but it's the week of Thanksgiving, and it was on a Monday, and it was just like, yeah, screw it. I'm just going to work. So, yeah, that's what ended up happening. Thank you, everyone. I will see you again on Friday. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may wind up in a sequel prequel of a movie that bombed 9 years ago, and you don't know why you're there, but still try to make the best of it, I guess. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again on Friday. Have a good Thanksgiving tomorrow for those of you here in the States. Other than that, thanks, everybody. I'm going to let you guys go. Have a good rest of your night. Take care, be well, and stay safe out there. Wear those masks, get those vaccine shots, get the boosters as well. It doesn't work without the boosters. And have a good rest of your night. Thanks, everyone. Good night.